To avoid therefore flattery, each time we are being asked or demanded to praise, when a person seems to lose interest, we ignore and do not impart compliments. We also do not compliment a person to anyone else if person came to us as being unique, because that is disrespectful, and a person can be asked to leave at any point, having that also each time that if payment is given per time and then given back, depending on how much that person is able to behave and learn when it comes to etiquette. Etiquette that promotes learning and being then useful to universe as person that came over and invaded personal space. Next, that is also important to say no need each time one is thanked. Now, thank you for the class, one cannot head and not say much, and that is also appropriate. Also, smiling and being polite is appropriate. Using then that to get into a personal relationship and making small talks and having person stay is when that person plans on, even though the person is celibate, to build an attachment and provide that person with whatever that person has learning skill outside, which is demanding. For instance, being celibate or being in police, the vow is to risk life to save persons. It's a vocation, and that is with or without money. That is the thing, based on honor and the glory of it. That is the hope, right? Because it is a good thing, and goodness is expected, and there is nothing sexy in killing, harming, raping anywhere, police, not police, and regardless of skin color. Nothing is sexy about evil. Stealing is also not sexy. That is a fact. The same as being helpless and stingy and disproportionate as a liar is not sexy. Killing and wiping out all of the animals, not sexy, and not sexy is also wiping out the whole of the universe. That is also not sexy. That is why what is, however, goodness can lead to love that is superior to parents, superior to all of life partners, and resignation. Resignation for skill is one thing. Resignation to enjoy personal company of people who do not kill and who are nice and who are honorables. Okay, that is another thing that is not necessarily compatible. Company and being socializing, unlike meditation, is not the same as skill. Well, what the difference is? The difference is that building an attachment, meaning creating praises and creating such emotional bond that leads to demand and supply to for company to spend time together, that at first usually is not that's difficult to get rid of. With time, it starts to be life-threatening when persons separate, and so that is different, completely different. It's a shared lifestyle than having a skill learned and doing like with mushrooms and like written and with berries that mushrooms picked up by one person, the other one complements doing the opposite, which are berries. It does not mean go and step on the mushroom because the other one, if they find it, will feel superior, or somebody will find out and think that you are worse. No, that is cowardice, okay, and that is not honorable. The same as if somebody rumors that the person can do all, you do not sit down and do not do anything either, because that, and then say, oh, that person is sick because I was impeded in doing so. Why bother? Ha ha ha. Because others die, for instance, that's why we bother, right? And that is the idea. And so doing the opposite is I do this because we can, and you do this which because you can, and we complement one another, and that is then basis to good relationship, be it friendship, habitant of the same space, or being a couple, which goes even further. People, co-cook and do same with money and things like that, and it's difficult to separate afterwards. The thing is that the personal relationship versus skill is from the beginning, from an interview, what we know, what the person is for, and as such we seek. So I found Anon, she can stand on four fingers. I need that skill. I cannot learn that by myself. I've tried it enough time. I don't know what's enough. Let's say 1 month, or when I cannot anymore, trying many times do so. And I also exhausted all of methodology in finding how to do so in libraries and videos and other sources, observations, and finally arrived at a person who knows to do it and is, let's say, unique in the world. And so I asked, and she agreed, and she then says, okay, so you want that skill, and I'm gonna be um, showing it to you, and then I would explain how the pose is. And so that is normal. She is explaining this is wrong, this is right, in that useful language. Then the praises is this is how I do it, and try it, and seeing you expertship is that even though you are different than me, I can adjust you to being even better than me. Being flexible, having imagination, what it takes to make person better. That is what those suggestions or praises are about. And then having that person succeed, that person has joy, and the other one from feeling mastership or ownership or control over the skill. So I can do it, I couldn't, I was not able to, now that person provided it, and that gives rise to gratefulness. And gratefulness then is expressed in providing first and foremost, once skill is gained, freedom of that person of work, if that skills was used to building or other things, for instance, or climbing rocks to find a dead or dying goat. That is one reason to learn. And that person can ask for it, or can say no need, you are free to go anywhere you want, use it or not, or even just record it on videos for self and not share with anyone for personal enjoyment. That's called aesthetics, so that you have all the time readiness to do whatever it is that is needed when time comes, and that is still valid, and that master is still happy about it, or mistress. And that is skill that brings the gratefulness in which we can thank or say hello. If that person needs to learn because that person uses skill to impart, and we see many persons struggle, are not learning, and there is need, there is a house to build, and those four fingers are needed, and all are gonna use it because it, let's say, has inside in Antarctica vegetable garden, and we all gonna have bananas, right? And so that is needed. So we go and we say, master, can I teach now? Because I've learned there, I went to many places, and I looking at different races, I can teach it, and they're gonna be much faster. And so that is possible to do, and possible to delegate. However, what we bring needs to be proven to be superior, and that other person needs to be proven to find what that person finds dignified. And what's dignified is according to that person, which we cannot find what it is. One of the rules is that that skill that that person had and imparted is always valid, and that always valid means there are others, and that person has to go where the person is needed. So we need to provide demands from others and mediate. Now, if that other person says, I'm not gonna do it because I'm told that person lacks self-esteem, and it is not for disciple to sit and build it, because that is lack of being morally prepared to teach. Self-esteem comes from having skill and using it, not from others. Meaning, I have strong four fingers and I can lift a pole. That's where it comes from, and that is what I can do. I know that if somebody else, even if all say I cannot, well, I know I can. Even all can that say that I can if I cannot. Well, I cannot. That is what skill is.